All right. Evening boxing talks, y'all. It's a lot of things going on in the boxing world. More of the same, really. Just covering it from different angles. You would have thought that Jermall Charlo, out of his own mouth, saying that Canelo is not ducking me. You would have thought that Errol Spence Jr., out of his own mouth, on camera, both on camera, you would have thought that them saying that no, they don't feel that Canelo Alvarez is ducking them, that what he's doing is great, going up to light heavyweight, testing his mettle against naturally bigger fighters. I was goody Daniel Rios. You would have thought that because his contemporaries themselves sing his praises, and because his contemporaries themselves rate him so highly, that their fans would follow suit. But the truth of it is, they don't, because there are content creators out there that have made it their business to spread misinformation, to make otherwise non-polarizing situations polarizing by injecting certain themes. They've turned that into a very lucrative business because in terms of YouTube metrics, those kinds of videos get a lot of views from the people that agree with them and from the people that don't. They've turned that into a business. And even if in the real world, in the greater scheme of things, even if in the real world, none of that actually matters because this guy's making all the money anyway. I say it all the time that regardless of what you're seeing on someone's YouTube channel, give me a second. Regardless of what you're seeing on someone's YouTube channel, yo, what are you doing? Yeah, my son don't like to listen. He's gonna get himself spanked on camera one of these days. Regardless of what you see on somebody's YouTube channel, it doesn't, unless it actually translates into buys in the real world, it doesn't matter. You have channels that have more subscribers than Errol Spence Jr. has pay-per-view buys. You know what I mean? When you think about, yeah, that's my son, man. He don't be listening. What's goody, Alfred? What's goody, Jonathan? It's a lot of the same old stuff. Now, very recently, Tom Brown, because it's Canelo Alvarez's fight week, and it's so transparent that what you're doing is riding his wave. Because it's his fight week, Tom Brown chose to regurgitate the same story that we heard months ago, that Canelo was made an offer for Charlo, for Benavidez, and the name of Errol Spence Jr. was supposedly added to the pot, as if that's supposed to mean anything. In reality, if Canelo Alvarez had chose to fight Errol Spence Jr. and beat him, which we all know he would have, these guys would have immediately turned from telling him to fight Errol to criticizing him for fighting Errol, because that's what they did with Bivol. There were people that said that Canelo Alvarez would never fight Dimitri Bivol. Here he is fighting Dimitri Bivol. That the same people that said that Caleb Plant would beat him, all of a sudden, to those same people, Caleb Plant isn't a good fighter. I literally have screenshots of this stuff. I have screenshots of all these different people that cannot keep the same energy, that their word doesn't mean anything to them, so they don't stick to it, but they expect me and you to give a damn. I was goody Concha, was goody Alfred, was goody Danny. Not even, yeah, like it's fucking wild, man. Like, and there's very little new ground to cover when it comes to that, because I look at it as an illness. I look at it almost as clinical stupidity. Like, you are clinically stupid. Like, if you could clinically diagnose stupid, you'd see these guys in a line. What's goody Eson? What's goody Juan? What's goody Christopher? Mr. T, Danny, you know what I mean? A lot to revisit about it, except that the reason that this is still going on, because we already heard this story. We already heard about the offer that the PBC made Canelo Alvarez and how he turned it down. We've already covered this many, many times. The reason it's resurfacing is because Tom Brown is keeping that story in circulation. It's not a coincidence that the week of the fight, Tom Brown comes out with this statement about what the PBC offered Canelo and how it's supposed to be better than what he's getting at the zone. When no, it's not. Nobody thinks that. Gennady Golovkin by himself is a bigger name than any of your fighters. You don't want to accept that even at 40 years old, he's a bigger name than any of your fighters. And you can't poo-poo on him as an opponent because you wish Gennady wanted to fight one of your guys. You wish Gennady was willing to cross over to Showtime to give Jermall Charlo the time of day. It just so happens that the big fish are doing big fish things. Like Errol likes to pretend that he's a big fish in a small pond. When in reality, Gennady's a bigger fish. Canelo is a bigger fish. You small potatoes, fam. You've been on pay-per-view 3 times. 3 times. And your numbers, 4 times. And your numbers is down. You still can't do the numbers that you did with Mikey Garcia. You still can't duplicate that. That was the best you ever did. Triple G should fight Charlo. Yeah, should is a 4-letter word. He's fighting Canelo instead. You know what I mean? The time for all of that has passed. Canelo's fighting. If Canelo beat Bivol this weekend, he fights Triple G. Let's not pretend that these guys don't wish they could get a fight with one of them. No, they do. They do wish they could get a fight with one of them. And Big Fish is doing big fish things. Tom Brown just sounds like a little bitter. It's not like Canelo signed a long-term deal with Matchroom and DAZN. Will Canelo and Reynoso want to work with them again after these comments? I don't imagine they will. I don't imagine they will because you're going out of your way to slander. You know, like Canelo and Eddie is tight. And you got to listen to what Tom Brown said. He said, oh, Eddie is a great manager for getting Canelo the path of least resistance for the most reward. How do you imagine they're receiving those statements? They go over there to you. They're doing you a favor. You're not doing them a favor. You talking about money that y'all guaranteed him as if he ain't going to get that same fucking money going somewhere else. You're not offering him nothing that he can't get by himself. Do you feel Bivol can 1-2-1 himself to a victory? No, I do not, because that amateur style doesn't pan out very well in the pros. This is not Craig Richards. This is not Joe Smith. This is not Sullivan Barrera. I believe that maybe Bivol goes the distance, but due to activity, he probably loses a decision. That's how I feel about the fight. Unless he can show me another gear, show me another layer, I believe he can make the fight difficult. I believe he can be pesky with the jab as he moves. But will he be busier than Canelo? No, I don't think so. And if he can't be busier and he's not going in there going for the kill, you probably lose a decision. The fact that they okay with a catch weight for Canelo to do because it's Spence involved only proves the point that their issue is not about boxing. These guys need to fire their managers. No, because they like hiding out. I believe it's established now that the guys that are on that side of the street not fighting in certain fights that would be better fights than the fights they're fighting in. I believe that they want it to be that way, you know? Like David Benavidez feels he's being avoided by Jermall Charlo, but David Morrell feels that he's being avoided by David Benavidez. These guys are singing the same story, where David will tell you that Jermall don't want no parts of him. You ask David Morrell, he's got the same story about David. Those are the fights that need to be happening for you to produce a superstar. But things are run so haphazardly over there that they want to act like all these guys are superstars when none of them are superstars. And they're not getting any younger. Jermall Charlo's 31. Errol Spence is 32. What's Keith Thurman, 33? What's Danny Garcia, 33, 34? I got you. The basic idea is that you have your guys fight each other until one among them emerges as the better fighter, the marquee attraction. That's the way they do it over at Top Rank. You know, they just had Oscar Valdez take on Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson emerged the victor, so he's the guy. If Oscar would have emerged the victor, then he would have been the guy. That's the way you're supposed to do it. But what they want to do is have every single one of these guys stand in line waiting for a fight with the same dude. And that shit ain't gonna happen. Like, what the fuck wrong with y'all? It's not complicated. You know what I mean?
You
What's goody? It ain't nothing complicated about it. You can see that their strategy is, oh, we're not gonna focus on making Benavidez versus Charlo because we want Canelo to fight them both. What?
Yeah, it's a business strategy, and it's like, what kills me is that there are fans that advocate for that avenue. I'm like, bro, you as a fan should want to see, like, I mean, if you want to see Canelo versus Charlo Benavidez, okay, that's fine. But if he's fighting and he's tied up for a year, why are you okay with seeing Charlo Suleikis, David Lemieux? Like why are you okay with that? You should be asking them to fight each other in the meantime. But you
Well,
got these dick suckers that
look,
want to
we
see a corporate,
consumers, bro.
you
We're
know.
consumers,
Exactly,
E-son.
yeah. Like
We're
that don't benefit
consumers.
me. That doesn't
And
benefit me.
that sequence of fights doesn't benefit us as consumers, because if you want Canelo to get out there every single time with every single one of these guys, well, every single time that's an $80 fight every single time.
Yeah.
Like,
But people,
what type of shit is that?
and it's like okay, if you want to see him fight those guys, it's perfectly fine. But it's like, if he's not gonna fight them, why would you rather just see them sit around and bullshit for longer? I don't understand that kind of mentality. It don't make sense to me at all.
Well,
I don't know.
I'll say that they think that those guys are special already, so they already get a pass. Like, look, as crazy as it sounds, there's people that really think Charlo is like I'm like, yo, this dude is not good, bro. Andre to beat this dude, I don't know how y'all don't see that, but Andre
He
to
got
beat that
southpaw
dude.
problems, bro. He got southpaw problems.
Yanni Becker stopped that dude. I'm not kidding. He stopped that dude.
Oof. Listen, I be in the spaces all the damn time telling cats like, yo, y'all were okay with Charlo ducking Demetrius. And it's not even on some bias shit. It's just the truth. Like, you can't sit here and cry about Gennady not giving Charlo attention. But then when I say, well, okay, well, you don't give Charlo the same energy when it comes to him ducking Demetrius, it's, oh, we ain't talking about that, or, oh, this, that, third. It's like, bro, come on. Y'all are doing the same thing. And what you really care about is clear. You just care about a network having success. You don't actually care about seeing good fights as a consumer, like you say, because they're not consumers. So their opinions don't really matter.
Then that's why you won't see that's why you won't see me mincing words with them. That's why there's no need for me to have a debate with leeches and parasites and bums. You telling me that you got time. This is how I know these people don't even have fucking jobs, or you're not even turning what you're doing into a job. Like, I'm gonna put it this way without saying a lot. I'm doing the same thing you're doing, and I'm getting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to do it. But you doing that shit for free on Twitter like a fucking dickhead. For pay-per-views, you don't even fucking buy.
Really, really. Isn't that the fucking truth? The fact that people really sit around talking about, we want this fight, then when it comes around, the buys don't reflect that y'all really wanted it.
Nah, I mean, look at look, right after, I didn't forget, because they was loud as shit over this shit. After Spence versus Porter, these motherfuckers, because they really thought that Sean was, and nothing against Sean, but they really thought that, oh, Sean gonna be too much for Crawford. Why? Because Errol went life or death with him. I said it then. It's on video. Put that same Porter in there with Crawford and watch him get stopped. Watch.
And look what happened. And Lord, look what happened.
And now we supposed to split hairs over how? Like, nah, I'm not doing that, bro. Dealing absolutes. Yeah. I told you he would be the first to stop him. I told you that.
People just, people are just too infatuated with these fighters, bro. It's just so weird to me. The network and fighter shilling is just like, bro, like, oh, it's so cringe.
I'm going to say that these people, I'm going to say this because I wanted to go live today to say very insulting things. And I want to offend a lot of people. I want Sawab to help me offend these people. Can you do this, Sawab?
Yes, Julius, what's happening? What's it with you, Haney, Sam? Everything good?
I want to say that these people are scum. I want to say that these are not productive members of society, because I suspect, given the amount of time that they spend on the internet and the time of day when they are on the internet, I'm going to say that these people don't have jobs.
Julius, you know what we're gonna do? Even it's gonna be a much better thing. I'll tell you, plain and simple. I ain't gonna give them my energy anymore. I am controlling my energy. I'm gonna give my energy into doing something better, like making money for myself. And can you just put me that one word?
Real shit.
You know what I
All
mean?
right, I got you.
My
I got
trademark.
you. Hold on.
Just
I
put my
got you.
trademark on
I
there.
got you. I got you right
Simple.
now. I got you. There we go. There we go.
There you go.
I'm gonna
Simple as
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna laugh at them. I'm gonna offend them because these people go even right now. I posted the video about Tom Brown's comments. These are Tom Brown's comments, not mine. And lo and behold, if you go in the comments section of the last video I uploaded, you will find two guys writing essays about no, this is why I do it. Like, bro, you cats come to me, I don't come to you. You come to me. All right. Tom Brown is his promoter. If you go to Ugas on BoxRec, if you go to the fight and you go to the events portion on BoxRec and you look under matchmaker and promoter, you don't see Errol Spence's name. You don't see Man Down Promotions. You see the name of Tom Brown. All right. So that's his promoter. And his promoter is saying, we offered him the Canelo. And that was months ago, before the Ugas fight, before Canelo even decided he was going to fight Bivol. And you want to sit here and have a fucking full-on discussion about it with me as if you know more about it than he does. Are you his
Dude,
fucking
it's
promoter?
embarrassing. It's embarrassing. How can they think that Canelo is ducking them? Canelo is ducking everything when he's going up 2-3 weight divisions and beating better people. You're telling me he's ducking Errol Spence? Errol, the one-eyed Spence? Really? You got Ugas landed one punch on him and he almost went out. Imagine Canelo just flicks like his little finger at him. What's gonna happen to him?
I mean,
A part of
that
me
is
almost wishes that Canelo would fight all these people so that they would all just go away. But I know that reality, they're not going to go away. They only going to get more upset because for these guys, and I've said this before, I've been saying this for 4 years. For these guys, it's not about boxing. Like me and Sawab is watching a boxing match. Feel me? Eson is watching a boxing match. Leo is watching a boxing match. These motherfuckers think they watching something. I don't know what the fuck they think they watching. Their lives are so empty. They have attached themselves emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. You had motherfuckers crying when Wilder got beat.
Yo, Julius' laugh is crazy.
I can't help it. Yo, is your fucking life that empty, fam? You know, if your dog died, I ain't gonna front. I would feel that. Or if you had like a pet, like you had like a bird.
Oh
like
yeah, that's family. That's
that's
family.
Hey, yo, Jules. Yo, Jules, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Come on, Jay.
I
What's up, Jay?
was
Jay,
laughing.
Jay.
I was crying of laughter after after Wilder lost. That's how I was crying because I thought it was too damn funny.
Yo, honest to God, when I was watching him get his ass whooped, I was just waiting like Sunday gonna be funny.
Yeah, bro.
I was
You
thinking
know what's
about
crazy?
Go ahead.
I had Twitter, obviously, but I wasn't on boxing Twitter back then. And there's like, damn, I just wish I was on that shit back then, bro. I just know that was a good time. I can imagine. I know you must have been having fun.
No, it was fucking great, bro. It's fucking great. Let me read the super chat. They can hate on Canelo all they want, but Canelo is someone that in 10, 20 years, when they show him in the crowds will cheer and applause. Can't say, of course not, bro. You can't say the same for Charlo. If they show him in the crowd now, ain't nobody really gonna be cheering like that. The tickets for the Sulietsky fight not even fucking moving. How stupid are you? And I said this before. How stupid are you to turn your nose up at Andre so you could end up fighting a guy that he beat 2 years ago?
It's just
That's
crazy.
the universe laughing at you right there. It really is. Like, honestly, it really is.
You can't make up this goofy ass shit.
Even the Munguia shit, bro. Even the Munguia shit. Look what happened. You want to turn your nose up at fights? Look what happened to you. You tried to make a fight, but I mean, karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch.
The funniest shit would be if Sulietsky
Bro, I'm praying.
Bro,
I'm praying.
Jules, don't you
I'm
do it.
praying.
Don't you do it.
I'm praying.
Don't you do it.
The funniest shit would be if Sulietsky beats him. That would be. Let me see. This is Avo. Let me see who Avo is.
Bro, if Sulecki wins, do you know, bro?
Oh,
Who's Avo?
hi, Bo.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hello.
Hey, what's goody, Avo? What's your take
Hola.
on all this? What is your take on all this
That's
boxing?
the big
madness?
fish.
Bro, this ain't boxing. This is like that El Telemundo drama.
Real shit,
Okay.
yo.
Because real talk, I remember them saying that Canelo picked Charlo because originally, like when like the whole deal came out between them, they picked Charlo. Oh, it's because he looked terrible in his last fight. Okay, he didn't pick Charlo. Now he's ducking Charlo. What the hell? You got to pick one, man. You can't be picking both.
Bro, the wild part about that is one, I saw that here on YouTube, I saw it on Twitter, and I saw it from a lot of people that, okay, well, now, you know, it looked for a second like he was going to fight Charlo, and they started complaining. And I'm like, see, this is the same shit that happened with Loma and Rigo. Y'all was cool talking shit for 2 years, but then when the fight got made, the fucking energy changed. And that's the same shit that was going. Oh, why he want to fight Charlo? Charlo's a middleweight. Why he like, bro? I thought you wanted him to fight Charlo.
Even though Charlo's naturally bigger.
I would take it one step further. Let's pretend he picked. Let's not say Charlo. Let's say he picked Andre because Andre gets tossed in there too. Okay, what's stopping the Benavidez versus Charlo fight?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I
Char-
don't.
oh, no,
I
no, I know it is. Charlo.
Yeah,
Well,
of
yeah,
course.
it's hypothetical, but what I'm getting at is it's like they can fight each other. They're in the same weight. Well, about to be in the same weight class. Why don't they fight each other? Why wait on one person to fight like everyone at 168, everyone at 160? Like it's ridiculous.
And it's highly unrealistic because look, and I've said this on many lives. I never expected Floyd to fight everyone. You know what I mean? Because it didn't make sense. Like, no, Manny's fighting a chunk of these guys, and Floyd is fighting a chunk of these guys. So it makes sense that since they're the two premier welterweights, at some point they're gonna meet. It's never been that, oh, well, one guy has to fight everyone in 3 weight classes. 160, 168, 170.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, go ahead, man. My bad.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's ridiculous, and like people, I know I've seen some people draw a comparison. Oh, it's his rival. No, he ain't. The problem is you can't be a rival if your rival's fighting fucking who is he fighting? A goddamn cab driver?
Listen, Charlo
Basically.
Charlo is not like I don't even really consider him Canelo's contemporary because contemporary implies that there's actually a competition, and there is no competition, fam. You fighting
Canelo has won.
You
He has
fighting
won.
Brandon Adams, Macias Montiel, and Sulietsky, bro. What is the competition? Who are you? And you the same age as him.
Hey, at least he's fighting. Goddamn Andre ain't even fighting.
This
Yes,
shit.
he is.
Well, I mean, Andre was more active last year than Charlo was. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I mean, he got
he was.
two
Didn't he pull out the Parker fight?
His
No,
shoulders.
his shoulder
right shoulder.
injury.
Ah, my apologies. Then I misheard.
Yeah.
No,
I'll say this much. This is why Andre gets a bit of a pass from me because he did put an earnest effort into trying to do the Charlo fight. He didn't make every single move about Canelo, even though he did want him, but he didn't make every single move about Canelo. You know, he did try to get that Charlo fight. And what did they say? Oh, we don't want to send Charlo to the zone. Okay, well, what if we send Andre to you? Tom Brown said, well, we ain't going to pay. All right, then, motherfucker. Then what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yo, Julius, do you have that quote still when Tom Brown said that?
I'll look it up. I'll Google it.
For if you can, I really need that shit because I was
I
arguing
got
with
you.
a guy
I got you.
because I was talking to a guy yesterday and he's telling me there was no real offer. I'm like, bro, what are you saying? I'm like, come on. And then he's like, oh, well, they should send an offer to Charlo's management. I'm like, bro, his management said they don't want it even on Showtime. And I'm like, I don't have the screenshot at the moment. But I need
Tom
that
Brown
shit
said clear as day. Tom Brown tried to make it seem like, oh, of course, Eddie wants to pawn off Demetrius to Showtime because nobody wants to watch him fight. But this is well after Eddie offered them $7 million to do it on the zone. It's like, bro, like you playing games, and the only people that really support your games are people that don't pay for boxing. I have screenshots of a lot of cats on Twitter, and I put them in a file. That, like, when they took, like earlier today, I caught a dude. He was like, "Oh, everybody I know streamed it." Oh, so all your friends is bums, in other words, right? Your friends can't afford a $20 a month subscription. That's what you're telling me.
Your
Bro,
opinion
bro.
isn't even in the equation if you ain't even gonna support the fighters you keep bitching about.
Exactly. Because
Like,
that's
because people like that don't even have an argument. Because like when Todd Brown came out with that shit, it's like, see, people like you are what's wrong with this sport. People like you are why that these fights don't get made, because you got Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, two unbeaten two-division champions, right? Like,
American
come on,
champions
man.
too,
American
bro.
champions at that.
Two
American
American
champions.
well,
Come on, man. Like
the
this.
funny thing is that I don't know if maybe it's that the people that handle their careers are old, you know what I mean, and they don't have imagination. Because I'm like, look, the main thing about a Charlo and Andrade fight, right? First, people need to be realistic with the guarantees. Like, you can't expect 10 mil for a fight like that, right? You really can't. But what you can say is, okay, let's see if we could give Demetrius 3. Let's see if we could give Charlo 3.5 or 4 to do it in Texas, where the fight will likely sell the best, and promote.
Nah, Julius, nah, because look at the numbers. Charlo sold less in Texas than Demetrius did in Raglan. You know that?
That's true, but I feel like Texas.
I think New York. I think New York.
Nah, it don't do good in New York. I don't think it does good in. I honestly, I don't. You need a community that's gonna get behind that fight, but you need to capture their imagination, and this is where I see that they really don't promote. You know, they'll tell you about the fight by way of conventional media, like social media and on the channels, but as far as really promoting a fight and selling a fight at the local level, like you used to see flyers when I was young back home up north in New York. You used to see flyers for like parties and shit, like Exit, the Palladium, Latin Quarters. You used to see flyers. They used to do that same shit with boxing. You gotta get to the people that you want to show up to the fight, and all they do is post it on social media and think they really promoted some shit. Like, nah.
I think the best place for that fight is Texas, and then the winner should fight, and then the winner fights Benavidez. That would be great.
That would be great.
That fight needs to happen for Charlo and Andrade, because it will propel one of them forward and make them more.
Who else can they fight?
I mean, but the fight dead, bro. Like, if we gonna be real, the fight is like, it is dead, because the main thing about it was like the Leo Santa Cruz and Gary Russell fight, that you had two champions in the same division. They both got belts. It's high stakes. You know what I mean? One guy, he's wanted to fight for a long time. Hell, Demetrius has more history with Jamal than Gary had with Leo. Gary and Leo shit was simple. Y'all want to fight you and you don't want to fight me. Whereas with Demetrius, you know, they had the whole shit with Jermel that he turned down the money, and Demetrius showed up at the press conference a couple years later and pressed him. It was like, yeah, if you do it right, you could sell it. The problem is you want these guys to be like $10 million fight, and they still ain't 10. That man is 31 years old. He not a $10 million fighter. He ain't a $5 million.
And it's never gonna happen at this rate.
It really ain't.
As long as you keep fighting guys like Amasi and his leftovers.
Real
like
shit.
That.
Let me read this super chat. Maybe motherfuckers just mad because Canelo is one of the faces of Hennessy and getting all that money. World's full of sorry motherfuckers, Jules, who are okay with being that stereotype. Keep banging. Yeah, I agree, because that is some sorry ass. How you gonna make your whole career about another man that's at another, like, bro, he don't even fight where you fight at, yo. Like,
he's 2 weight classes above you, and you won't even move up to 1 weight class above yourself.
Yeah, and you also gotta understand this. Canelo has a country behind him. That is what's going to be. Like, I gotta stop that.
Very
like, how these fighters not going to want to fight each other? Yo, bro, if Canelo busy, you have Andrade, you have a whole bunch of people, but like, yo, you have to have liquid courage to stand up to David Benavidez.
Facts.
David Benavidez.
Listen, Chris, I hate one second. I hate this thing that say he has a country behind him. Benavidez is from Mexico. Ramirez is from Mexico. Is a country behind them? No, the fuck they're not.
But wait, let me say, so Wab hit the nail on the head, because motherfuckers is acting like it's a given.
That shit.
Motherfuckers is acting like it's a given that, because you from somewhere that off top you gonna know you're not gonna have millions of fans, because Zerto don't have that shit. Motherfuckers don't really be like, he could sell some tickets locally, but be like, really, how many Zurdo Ramirez fans have
I know
you
two.
bumped into?
I know two.
I
literally
know,
know two.
I know one. I know one.
Well,
Can
that
I tell
says
you
it
who
all.
it is?
That says it all.
Right?
Yeah, his
Zurdo.
mom and his
Julius,
dad.
can I
That's
tell you
it.
who it is?
Who it is?
Julius, it's you.
How about his fan? How about his fan? How that work? Mr. Let me read the super chat. Mr. T says Benavidez and Charlo ain't happening because Charlo is terrified of him. And Tom Brown wants to sell his Charlo ran by he did. He ran behind the security guard.
Yeah, man, when
Get
you run
off.
Y'all saw
behind
that shit?
security,
Y'all saw
you
that
must
shit?
raise your
Yeah,
hand.
bro. Yeah,
He
bro.
looked at that
Bro,
as it goes.
him and his brother got smacked by a fucking herd and didn't do shit.
Bro.
Hello.
Yo, he
How?
did that, but he wanted
How?
to smack up on that white boy phone and look all gangster.
Yeah, bro.
Wild
Like what?
twat.
That's
Mad
embarrassing, man.
twat, B. Super
He one of
twat.
those guys. He one of those guys that acts tough on people he thinks like they ain't gonna do shit with him. But yo,
Yeah, like when
you
he
got
smacked
robbed by
that
a fucking
fan.
hooker and shit, bro. Like you need to stop
Yeah,
acting
that's
like you
what
all
I
that.
said. Like, and these is like, you know, I feel like the fact that they identify, because the main thing is people see those behaviors and they gravitate towards them and identify with them because they see a part of themselves. Feel me? So I feel like that's a
Yo, why me and Jules?
hold on.
Okay.
I feel like that's a microcosm for the bitch
Mhm.
assness that it's like, yo, it's a lot of bitch assness in the world today. You know what I mean? If you see that and you identify with that, and that's some whole shit, that kind of makes you a hoe, don't it?
Yeah.
By association, like Rico.
Yeah.
Law.
Definitely, yeah.
Why me and Jules that us be coming to the same ass conclusion?
Because we
Why?
know about Rico law. Rico, we know about Rico law. That's
Nah,
why.
bro, that Rico law, that racketeering law, you do not want to get part of with that at all, B.
Yeah,
Feds is undefeated.
that shit
The
is
Feds take
undefeated,
no
B.
losses.
For those that
None.
don't know, Rico law is basically, in a nutshell, guilty by association. That's basically what that is.
Yeah.
Racketeering.
Okay,
Racketeering.
attorney. Okay, Esquire.
No, I'm trying to help them out. I'm trying to get their legalese up.
bro. Nah, bro.
Julius.
I really, you're a lawyer. You just keep lying to people, bro.
Nah, I ain't a
Julius.
lawyer. I
So
can't
I
work
know-
with the government.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Leo.
Look, I will be that mad about Germar Charlo. Look, I'm trying to learn English. For me, it's very difficult to differentiate between Germar and Germar. Can you just please fight more often? When was the Maciel fight? Was
Yeah,
which was
Leo,
the
differentiate is a big word, man. That's a good.
Yeah.
Your English
Nah,
is
but
really
it's
good,
true.
bro.
Like, yo, look.
the Maciel Montiel? When that fight happened?
That was in the
June.
summer.
Bro, his last fight was June. He's gonna be fighting in June. Canelo has fought 3 times since you fought 1 time.
You
Demetrius would have fought
Automatic-
twice by the time
Bro,
he fought again.
if they keep
Automatic
playing these
in
games,
June.
man, they're gonna pull a Wilder, man. They're gonna get the wrong goddamn cherry pick at this rate, man.
Listen,
I
this
swear.
is what I'll say, and this is what I'll say about the guy that
Yeah, that will happen.
I'm not gonna say, like, I'm not gonna be crazy, but what I'm gonna say is, okay, he's fighting a guy who's a decent sized guy, because I seen him. I saw the Jacobs fight, and I saw a couple of fights before that just to get acquainted with, who the fighter is and what he could do. And he's a decent sized guy for the middleweight division. He's about 6 feet or 6'1". He's got a good 1-2. He has a little bit of speed in those hands, and he never been stopped. He's been in there with Jacobs. He's been in there with Andre. He's never been stopped. Now you can't fucking stop guys.
Too.
You can't stop guys like Montiel, bro. That says it all, right? Because those is the kind of guys you supposed to run through them kind of guys. You're not supposed to be here 12 rounds later with this guy, bro. So that really say it all. You Montiel.
And not only did he not stop him, but dude, you got touched up and fucking hurt by this dude.
Shit.
You had an eye titty. Yeah, your eye was bleeding and everything.
He had a newborn baby. He had a newborn baby on his eye, fam. Like,
his eye was pregnant. Is
this for real? Like how you getting newborn babies and puffy eyes with the Montiels of the world? Like, that's not no elite. Nothing. That's not no elite. Look. Motherfuckers give Crawford shit because of the Mean Machine fight that he got dropped in that fight. But Mean Machine is a 2-time Olympian. What's Juan Montiel?
Nothing. Be like, I was gonna say that. You don't know how hard it. You don't
Hey,
know
now,
how
don't
hard
you
it is to
disrespect
make
my
it to
local
win.
Uber drivers, man.
The local taco delivery boy.
fellas, fellas. How about y'all would have bet, like, as soon as, like, the Spence Crawford fight is announced, right? we gonna see this mysterious energy from these Spence fans be like, no, wait, he don't have to do that right now. He should
No, it's gonna be hard for them because they spent all that time, right, saying that, oh, you know, Spence, that the Ugas fight don't look suspect. It don't look suspect to them, right? Errol Spence right now is a wrecking machine. That's how they look at it. All right, well, I'm cool with him being a wrecking machine. Put him in there with Crawford right now.
Yeah,
Then we're gonna find out how much of a
right
wrecking machine he
now.
really
No,
is.
no catch. No tune-ups right now. Put him in there.
Fuck
Next.
it.
Let's do
see
No
what
that
he
next.
tune-ups.
Let's do that
I
next.
already know what they're gonna say, man. Trust me. I've already talked to these kind of dumbasses a couple of times in the last couple of days, ever since the Ugas fight. Man, they're gonna say the same shit. Oh well, Terrence Crawford, yeah, he's undisputed in a weak weight class. I'm like, don't pull this bullshit because that applies to other fighters in different weight classes. If you pull this kind of bullshit, this not hypothetical. What's the word I'm looking for? My English is horrible.
No, but you hit the nail. Look. This the shit, right? He hit the nail on the head because that's what they often go to when it comes to, oh, well, the weight class was weak. Like they say that about Canelo. They also say that about Terrence Crawford. What the fuck is so strong about welterweight, fam?
Name recognition. That's it.
We have
Name
a
recognition.
we have a iffy welterweight this generation.
Like legit.
The only great fighter there is Crawford.
Listen, all right. You beat
Really?
Brook. You beat Brook, who just got beat by Gennady. But you beat Brook, who beat Sean, who beat Danny, who beat Ugas. B. You've been moving backwards for 4 fucking years. That's what I see.
Let's keep it a buck,
That's
bro.
sad.
Also, when Terrence Crawford fought Kell Brook, hey, I'll bet he was, a lot further up in his career. Terrence Crawford only took 4 rounds to stop a dude that you were losing to and struggled with. So, okay.
You know, I'm like
Yep.
I try to be fair with the shit.
Round.
I try to be fair with the shit because I'm like, listen, this is not complicated because the resumes and the fights is there. So far, based on resumes, the best fighter that you ever fought really was Kell Brook.
And can I add on to
And
that
you
point?
and you were losing that fight too.
And you know a fight that they tend to bring up, which doesn't make any sense to me as someone who's seen both fights? They bring up the Sean Porter fight for some reason. And my problem with that fight is, look at the stats, man. Look at the damn stats. And then they pulled the same
took much less punishment.
And then they pulled the same hypothetical shit that pisses me off. Oh well, he was past his prime. I'm like, then just stop it.
Sean himself said he was going to retire before the Spence fight. That's what he said. He said he was thinking about retirement then. That's what he said. Words out of his
That's
mouth.
a bunch
That's
of
what he
bullshit,
said.
bro. He was making excuses. I don't fuck with Sean.
And if Sean Porter was out of his prime, right? Why was he up on officially on the judges' scorecards?
He wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't. What? But they said he was up, right? So at the end of the day, if they said he was up, why? How does Terrence Crawford come back hypothetically from a deficit to stop this guy? Something that the big bad Errol Spence, who's bigger and stronger, couldn't do.
Because all Errol has is a goddamn effective jab, man. That's all he has.
Okay,
let me say this.
But
let me say this. Look, this is the shit, right? It only sound complicated because these cats make it complicated. Here's reality. If you just take everything they ever said and erase it, and you just look at the fights, it's pretty fucking obvious, bro. You went, and I'm no triangle theory. I'm just talking about you, Errol. You did look bad with Brook. You did. And he was coming off a loss. That's a fact. Fuck Crawford. Fuck who Crawford fought that you. Fuck all that. When you fought Brook, he was coming off an L that he got stopped in 5 rounds. His face got caved in. That's a fact. That was up at 60. He came down to 47 for you. Anybody that know this sport, fuck these weirdos on Twitter. Anybody that know this sport, no, that's a big old cut right there, especially for a dude that was already struggling to make welterweight. That's a big cut.
Right.
I'm not about to, like, certain shit, it gets to a point, in other words, where there's no need for me to argue with you because I see you willing to say anything, dog. Everybody knows that. The dude fought at 60 and then came down to 47. That's a big cut.
Julius, if somebody is willing
let's look at it like this.
One at a time. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say real quick. The way I look at it is, if somebody's willing to like discredit themselves for another man who don't know them and like say shit that just takes all credibility away, bro, you're not worth talking to because you're really sitting here making yourself look like a fool for a man that don't even know you exist.
Let me just
Nah,
put it
just
in
keep
one.
it a
Let me
buck.
just
You
put it
gargled
in
it.
one sentence. Let me put it. Just suck his dick already, bro. Because that's the fuck y'all want to do.
Jesus.
Yo, I was gonna
Jesus.
say, nah, these niggas gargle dick, B. These
Yeah,
niggas
like
gargling dick, B.
motherfuckers'
This is
mouthwash is Errol Spence jizz. Be like the way these cats act. That's your mouthwash, fam. You be
That's
swishing. You be
nasty,
swishing with
man.
that shit. Like
left to
I
right,
said,
up
we
and
gonna
down,
offend people
nigga.
tonight.
Julius,
Give
put
me
the
Gonna
sign
Julius.
up.
offend people tonight.
Put the sign up.
That's what we here to do tonight.
That's
We here to
it.
make
That's all you have
people.
to do.
See that,
We
man.
are here tonight to make people upset and talk about me and other groups where I don't even be at. That's what we here for tonight.
That's
Like
a
a
He's
lot
about,
of
he's
y'all
about to
cats.
pull out the Spence ain't shit song, man.
Spence ain't
And
shit.
say shit.
Spence ain't shit.
Ain't shit.
Man, ain't shit.
Fixing these
Ain't
fights.
shit.
He ain't
Fixing
right.
these fights.
Spence ain't shit. Like he ain't shit, B. I don't give
He
a
ain't
fuck.
shit, bro.
Like he ain't shit. Like I want to hear all this goofy shit. And what I'm glad about, and I've said this before, that the crop of fighters that we're seeing right now, right? They're on their way out. You know, the 30 plus crowd are the guys that are approaching 30. Like Errol's 32, Jamal is 31, Danny's about 33, 34. Shondon already retired. Keith is quasi-retired. You know what I mean? This crop is on their way out. And as far as longevity for the PBC, which is really the root of the problem, if you ask me, as far as longevity for them, unless something changes, they might end up going under in a matter, I don't know, maybe 5. Something has to change because you can't keep doing business like that. Your numbers are not good. I don't give a shit what the fuck these weirdos on Twitter want to say. I know your numbers ain't good because I, as a consumer, depending on who's fighting, and bear in mind, I'm a boxing degenerate. And I'm not buying Davis versus Romero, bro. You can't get me to watch that fight.
Well,
Yo,
Come on, pray
you
for
said you
Rolly,
would dead
man.
ass go to sleep during that time. Like, yo, that shit is hilarious, bro.
well,
Fam,
here,
if
But like, I gotta ask you a question, Jules. A lot of these boxers, like you said, they're about to retire, right? Like, yo, as a bet, who do you think is gonna be get divorced first? Like, who do you think is gonna lose? Like, you know, their marriages first, or they? Yeah, real talk, bro.
Keith Thurman. Bro,
Why you
that's
think Keith
Slowly.
Thurman gonna lose his shit?
cause B, that joint is a bad old joint. He over here losing hair, getting these weird haircuts. He not like, yo, you gotta rock a baldy, Keith. Don't do it, man. Like, just stop this, yo. Rock a baldy, fam. Like,
man, I love
I
Keith
was gonna
Thurman,
say,
man, but he
I think it's
should have
gonna say
retired a while
Jamal.
ago.
No, he should get the surgery Floyd got. Get some hair implants.
Hey, man, he ain't putting no
Floyd.
pubic hair on his head. Don't disrespect Keith like that.
Nah, yo, look for
Yo,
the
Floyd's
type
shit
of
looks kind
haircut.
of smooth. No cap.
No, I mean,
Hey, yo, pause.
Floyd got the look. You supposed to have Al Heyman. You supposed to have Al Heyman and Floyd as a connect, right? So call Floyd and ask him, yo, who did this shit? Because Keith is looking crazy, and I be looking at him and his joint, and I'm like, yo, his joint look alright. Like, I don't know how she gonna deal. She ain't gonna deal with that shit forever, Keith. You better keep the money coming in, because she ain't gonna
That's a
deal with
fact.
that shit forever.
I ain't gonna hold you. I thought it was gonna
Wildin'.
be Jamal. I thought it was gonna be Jamal because I ain't gonna hold you. Jamal, the loose cannon, bro, and like living with that nigga
He might
probably
hit.
be mad
He might hit.
annoying.
Shit.
Nah, I mean,
Yo, Esau, say it. Esau, say it.
I'm
Don't,
not.
don't
Nah,
say it with
you
your
heard I
chest,
stopped. I was like,
nigga.
nah.
Say it with your chest. Nah, say it with your chest, nigga.
No, I ain't gonna do that to him. Nah.
all right, Willie. All right,
Say
let
it
me
with your
read the
chest.
super chat. Let me read the super chat. I'd rather pay Julius to read a nothing super chat than watch the dumpster fire of a fight. AJ Salute.
Oh,
Yeah, no, but being
Hey, salute to
realistic,
Willie Lynch. That's what's up.
just being realistic. Like, look. Just everybody pause. Everybody pause. Look at the fights we about to get that are not pay-per-views. You know what I mean? Even if you don't want to count Taylor versus Serrano, even though I don't know why, like that was a good ass fight, but that's women's boxing is not everybody's cup of tea. We did get Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. We got that on regular ESPN. We get him Castaño versus Charlo too, regular ESPN. We about to get Better Beef. It's official. They announced it today. We
We
about
gotta
to
talk
get
about
Better
that.
Beef versus Smith, regular ESPN. And you,
that's gonna be
what makes you think that watching Davis versus Rowley is $84, bro?
Yeah, that's
I think
crazy.
you
I know.
didn't
I
you
know one
touch
thing.
up
I know
on
one
that a
thing.
long
I
time
know
ago,
something.
Jules?
One at a time.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, AJ.
Joe.
Y'all be rushing it. Then when he says go ahead, you're like, oh, wait.
Everybody just shut up.
All right, go ahead.
So sorry. I think you explained this though. Didn't you explain about how essentially Tank was thrust into that position as supposedly a pay-per-view attraction a long time ago?
Yeah.
Essentially, it was just to screw over Hearn.
Yeah. Basically, what sparked it, for those that missed it, Gervonta Davis, approximately 2 to 3 years ago, was made a multi-million-dollar offer for a one-off situation to come over to the zone and unify titles with Tevin Farmer. This is when they were both champions as super featherweight. At that time, Gervonta Davis had not debuted on pay-per-view yet. It wasn't up until after he was made that offer that they started working on making that Leo Santa Cruz fight, and they eventually made it. And I've always maintained that the real reason he ended up on pay-per-view ahead of schedule is because you have to compensate him for the money you just costed him. You just costed him $7 million by rejecting the Tevin Farmer fight. You got to make it up to him somehow. So the best thing you can do is put him on pay-per-view with Leo Santa Cruz. And bear in mind, and I firmly believe this, I do not believe he made $7 million from that fight.
No, he did.
Likewise.
He probably made 1 million probably.
No, I wouldn't say one. I'd say 3 to 4.
Nah, 3.
I would say 3 to 4.
Probably 3 or 4. You're right.
With gate revenue, probably 3 to 4. But the point is
his
that
money does come from the gate. You don't get no buys, man.
That's what I mean. And like, yo, you don't be putting up a buy rate to where we could be like, yeah, that shit.
You
really
have to understand this happened under COVID though. It happened under COVID. So how many people were there? So it was limited seating. So probably it's probably 2 to 3 if you really want to keep it a buck, bro.
Real shit.
Yeah.
All right, let me read the chat. People want free fights, but also want their favorite boxers paid. Help it, yeah. Like I don't look, man.
No, for real.
I can't as a consumer. My life is simple. If the fight is good, I buy the fight. If it's a pay-per-view, I'll buy the fight. And if it's not pay-per-view worthy, I don't buy it. These dudes watch everything for free on illegal streams and got the fucking audacity to hit the online. To be argued, like, bro, why you even arguing when everything is free for your freeloading ass? It don't make sense.
That's a fact. But Jules, I was gonna ask you this. No, I was actually gonna say this. Gervonta Tank Davis, right, was on $1 million worth of game with Gilly and Wallow, right? And he told them, yo, I don't even be asking what fights I be getting. At the end of the day, hey, he may have been costed money, but hey, I don't think he's intellectually savvy enough to even know that he would have lost out on money.
Well,
let's really keep it a buck, bro. He seems aloof business wise, and that's scary to me. He seems aloof of it all. He just said, "Yo, I'm getting paid. I'm fucking bitches that I like and shit like that. I'm out of poverty and shit. Like, yo, he like one of them prototypical hood niggas that get like a rap deal and shit, and they make some hot shit." And people fuck with them. Like he kind of the baby, but the baby at least has some intellectual prowess to him. But like he's like a step under that. If you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm gonna say is I never thought that Davis had all his faculties about him, because when they picked him up early, kind of like Elvis Presley did with Priscilla Presley. You see how he picked up when she was a youngin'. You know what I mean? Like he groomed her. That's what they did with Davis. Like they picked him up.
Yo, bro, think about the Jamaicans. Sorry to cut you off, Jules. Like, young, fresh, and green. Like, yo, some wild shit, B.
But yeah, they groomed him basically. Like he been with them since what? He was 21, 22 or whatever. So it's like, I said it the last time that like, yo, when they picked him up, Mayweather was still that dude. So you got that air, or you had that air. And it took years for you to realize, like, nah, man, this dude hate everybody. Like, you don't see, he don't want nobody shining. Literally, not even you.
Nope. That's why he wants to keep him in the house.
Not even you. He held his press conference the same day as your press conference, fam. And that's your promoter.
Ain't that some shit?
Yo, you gotta remember, Ishe don't talk. Ishe Smith was always a big Floyd proponent. But I feel you, but at the end of the day, Isan, I concur and echo your sentiments of your ire, but understand this. So if he can say, yo, Floyd's a cornball, Yeah, that's really crazy, B.
Listen, when Ishe let off that string of tweets, and I remember, he was letting the cat out the bag in a lot of ways, and what he said is basically what we can already see and what we already know, that like, yo, this dude, for all this air and all this whatever, yo, you wild insecure, fam. You supposed to be a promoter that's promoting. You out here promoting a fight, your shit, your little exhibition match with your old sparring partner. You really gonna promote that the same day as Davis press conference? Who does that?
Did you see the video of when he was with AJ and everybody was going by him and going to AJ?
Oh yeah, he looked so awkward in that video, like he didn't know
He felt
what
away.
to do.
He felt away,
I was
bro.
wrong.
He felt such
Nah,
away.
I'm gonna keep
He
it real
probably-
with y'all. Keep it real with y'all. It's two things working against Floyd. One, you a little guy, so you a little guy. Like you standing next to a big old heavyweight, 6 foot, 200 and change man. So you already gonna look funny. But at least if they respect you, it won't look that way. See, if that was Manny standing next to him, and I'm not a Pacquiao fan, I'm a Mayweather fan, right? But facts is, if that was Manny standing next to him, I bet you old boy with the baby would have been like, bring it in, guys. He walked right past Floyd. He didn't even look at him. He didn't even look at him. Like,
Well, he just didn't see him down there.
Look on his face was classic,
see him
bro.
down there.
All the women walk past him too. But you also gotta remember, in terms of the women that walk past him, yo, you beat bitches up too, bro. Like, nah, nigga, I don't want none of that.
nah, but for
Man,
real, like
I
all
was
of that
laughing
shit.
so hard, I almost had to pull over, man.
Fam, if you watch the video, the dude walked past Floyd like he would JJ take it, and Floyd just standing there like he don't know what to do.
Looking like that one kid who didn't get something that all the other kids did.
You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm being honest, B. Every time I see this shit, I just be looking like, yo, who really fuck with you though? Like
He
aside
spent
from
his whole career, bro.
Julius,
When you
almost. I
spend
saw
your
the video.
career-
The guy was literally about to give his baby to Floyd, like as if that's his babysitter. Like, hey, hold this. Let me take a picture.
Listen, when you spend your whole career being a heel, what do you expect to happen?
No, but
Really?
not even like motherfuckers don't respect the way that he moved because you did too much shit that too many people don't like. Like you really did. Like it's a limit to the amount of shit. Like no cap, yeah, it's a limit. You said shit about Ali. Motherfuckers not gonna like you just off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got Mike all motherfucking mad at you over that shit. That say it all right there. Then people is already tough critics in the sport of boxing. Like I think he has a great resume for what it's worth. But even people with great resumes get put under a microscope. So you already dealing with that. Then you got the domestic abuse shit. A lot of men are not gonna fuck with you just off of that alone. They not going like you. Like I don't know what little greasy cornball motherfucker like that shit, but a lot of men is going like, man, you little fucking pencil neck motherfucker. If you ain't had these bodyguards, we'll fucking rob the shit out of you, yo.
Julius,
You know that,
do you
right?
know what
I
is
mean,
the
really,
worst
yeah.
about that
I feel you. I
situation?
feel you with that, bro.
Julius, do you know what is the worst about that domestic abuse situation?
Hmm.
Dude, you pay those girls. Can you imagine? You pay those girls and you abuse them?
Damn.
Yo, he the American
He's
Psycho
right, though.
dude. Y'all remember the American
He's
Psycho?
right.
You remember he went pick up the hooker, took her to the joint.
Yeah, bro. And he dropped You remember when he was flexing and shit, bro?
Yo, he had both legs up on the joint.
Now I
Yeah.
got Floyd in my head playing goddamn Christian Bale. This ain't right, man.
God damn.
And
Yo,
then
Y'all really did it for me. What really did it for me is how like when he actually went to jail for that shit. Like he didn't go to jail. He went to a honeymoon suite. That's what he went. He's in a fucking condo. Like
and then to top it off, man, he be doing these bunk ass, exhibitions and be where like with like
I think
no
that's what they
competition. He beat up on that poor little Asian boxer, dude, and like
listen. Honest to God, I was okay with that one because if you found an investor in the Far East that they willing to pay you to do that, it's like I still thought it was weird that Showtime was not involved. and that it wasn't a Mayweather promotion. Because remember, if you're the biggest name in combat sports, which for a time Floyd was the biggest name in combat sports, we can't deny that yeah, there was a time when, this is the guy. Like, you want to make money, this is the guy more than anybody in any other kind of combat sport. And I thought it was weird. Like, wait a minute, you 2 million with Canelo, 2.4 with Manny, you know what I mean? And the main Mac money, because he already had the main. I'm like, why are you going over there to be on somebody else's
Bad
show?
management.
It gotta, because I always, you could go back to the videos I did around that time. I'm like, Showtime's not involved. And this isn't really a Mayweather promotion. This is really a Risen promotion, not a Mayweather promotion. And it's like, well, I guess if they're going to give him $9 million, why not? I mean, but then I thought about it like,
why not?
But they didn't even go for US rights.
Hey, remember, he also got caught up in that legal scam.
He got, bro, it's more than one, bro. The ticket scam, with the dude, the crypto scam, the NFT scam.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Wait. He had
He still has to pay Logan as well.
Wait a minute. Y'all telling me Floyd Mayweather, the fucking face of boxing for a long ass time, has NFTs?
Literally,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
He got gel blasters too. Don't get it fucked up.
He got gel blast, real shit. Like all this. It's like, yo, the way he moving, and like 50 said, and the more time passes, the more. And Jake, the funny shit is Jake Paul just said that shit last week. They're like, no, that dude is broke. Like, no, he said that shit at the press conference at the weigh-in shit for Taylor versus. He's like, yo, that dude is broke. Like, he owe a lot. He said he owe a lot of people. He said, not just my brother. He owe mad people. And I'm like, yo, you know what? The way he moving, that he scrambled. Bro, you about to have an exhibition on the helipad with your sparring partner, fam. You like a dancing bear now. You like a dancing bear.
Nah,
y'all want to see me do the robot?
Don't do the dancing bear.
Who's about to buy that shit? Like, who's about to buy that shit? Really? Like that?
No, I mean, not being real. I ain't even going front because Delphine and LM is fighting. I might buy it. Nah, it's $15, bro. It's $15.
Okay.
No, Jules, you better show some fucking integrity. You better
look, being real. No, I'm being 100% legitimate, genuine, bona fide, honest, right? Delphine, I fuck with Delphine because this is the thing about that, right? At least with Delphine, I know there's a chance somebody gonna get their ass beat. Like, fuck this pity pat jab and fuck this fuck all that. When she fight, I know either somebody gonna get hurt or she might get hurt. So it's like, well, yeah, I pay for the brutality, I pay for the violence. So yeah, I might buy it.
I gotta ask you a question, Jules. Like, in reference to what Jake Paul was talking about in terms of Floyd's finances, right? What do you think he could possibly be doing to be owing all these people this money? Just hear me out here. Yo, bro, you have Mac money, you have, Canelo money, and you
had.
Okay, you sound like
it's simple, bro. It's simple. No, it's simple. He never got all the money up front.
Mm-hmm. He already said he's been getting paid from fights from years ago.
Stipends.
I feel you, but like, yo, bro, even the first check, B, let's think about it. Even the first check. Like, say you got like 40 mil, right? Off of like, the first check for Manny and Manny and you, Floyd, right? Don't you think that should be enough for you, bro? But like, well, that's crazy as hell. But like,
I'm telling you, right? Listen. It's not hard. I'm gonna put it to you this way. It's not hard. It's simple, right? I get the feeling. One, you didn't get all your bread because that seems to be what's coming out more and more. That even these guys is not even getting their whole purse. That's what seems to be coming out. They don't get their whole purse. That's one. And I think Al Heyman probably has or had that money in an account and he fucked it off on something. Now, what it was, I don't fucking know, but he fucked it off on something. Maybe it was some bad investments, trying to flip the money, but he could have fucked it off. Cause I'm like,
hey, Jules.
Good.
Hey, Jules, sorry to cut you off, bro. Like, so what? From that tidbit of information, I think something nefarious that happened. I think Floyd's purse money has been funneled through the PBC. This is all alleged from what we're conjecturing. So basically, Oh well, if PBC goes bankrupt, so does Floyd.
Yeah,
You think it's
his
like a
money's all tied
stocks?
up in that.
You think it's like a stocks type situation?
Yeah, like how
I
Gennady
think it's
has
a
stock in
Ponzi
the
scheme,
zone.
bro. I
I
think it's
think
like some
look,
Ponzi
I
scheme
think
shit,
more,
bro.
more than that though. I believe that I do agree with that contention that Floyd's money that he amassed, his wealth, is all tied up with the PBC. A portion of it, the better portion of it, but I also believe that a portion of it is somewhere else for a rainy day. If Al Heyman got to do a Machiavelli and just get the fuck out of Dodge, like, hey, I still got all this Floyd money. I believe that
That's true.
because he's
Yeah, I
stupid.
don't doubt that at all, man.
He's stupid, fam. Like you can see, like, yo, you dumb, fam. You just be saying a lot of shit to sound good, but you dumb. I got smart invest. Why we still hearing about you? What are your smart investments, man? Gel blast?
Yo,
Fucking
let's
yeah, bro. Yeah, yo, Jules, I gotta ask you
He
a
invested in
question.
his
Investments
hairline.
you got, fam? What, the
Jules, I gotta
hairline?
ask.
That
Hell
you
yeah,
got pubic
that's
hair,
a $1
man?
billion. That's a $1 billion hairline right there. Come on now.
yeah.
Jules,
The smart investments. What? Which ones, fam? Gel blaster. Which is the smart? What?
Mayweather boxing fitness, bro. Stop it.
The
Nobody
like,
NFTs,
wants
man.
Who buying stock in that bullshit? That's the like, bro. This is what I mean. When George came back, right? Because he came back as a friendly character that people really like. You know, the second phase of George Foreman's career, attaching his name to things added value to them
Hell, I
because
still got
people
my Foreman grill.
liked him. You
Yeah,
attach
George
Floyd.
has
If you
grill.
attach Floyd name to some shit, motherfucker might not like Floyd. Fuck out of here, yo. I
Fuck
don't
you.
want
Yo,
that
because
shit.
Jules, you gotta understand this, Jules. Jadakiss was the first one to cook based on the Foreman grill, though.
All right. I dig it, but I'm just saying that, like, for you to franchise, like, for you to try to expand off a name value, you actually have to have a rapport with people. Floyd, you don't have that. Like, you're not a fan favorite. Like, they ain't crying over you and all of that. Like, so how do you add value to things like a gel blaster by putting Mayweather on it? The people that buy gel blasters, right? You know, because your fans, the ones that are your fans, they're 35-ish, right? 40-ish. That crowd that watched you come up through boxing. But the gel blasters are for kids. Kids don't fuck with you. They fuck with Ryan Garcia. They don't fuck with you, bro. Who fuck with you? Like, this is what I'm like. Who fuck with him, though? Being real, who fuck with him?
Julius.
Could be a side effect of his entire career being the bad guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. You want to play the
Yeah.
heel so
But think
much.
of-
Well, look
But
what you are
think
now.
about it like this. If Floyd was the good guy, all right, cool. What do you think he would have got the money that he got? I'm just asking.
Most likely not.
No, I'm saying that when you're gonna be the bad guy, be the bad guy. In other words,
It's a double-edged sword.
No. Be the bad guy. I don't care about that because that's not where you fucked up at, or that's not where the fuck up is. The fuck up is you wanted people to believe you're a businessman. You're not.
Oh, you can't even read, man. What the hell are you talking about?
Jules, it's funny you said that because, like, I go back to, I love this quote from Dana White. Like, Dana White says, like, you know what I always, when a fighter tells, I always laugh when a fighter says, I'm a businessman. No, you're not. You're a fighter.
Yeah.
Seriously, like if you were a businessman, we wouldn't be having these negotiations and these conversations.
But there are
Like,
there are fighters that I've seen that have exhibited business savvy. Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. Those were that's not cap. Those
Dillian
guys.
White.
Hell,
Well,
even
he was
McGregor
about
was
that-
a good businessman.
Let me
Sugar Ray
finish.
was the original. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Hold on. Let me finish. All right, Dillian White. He has several fighters under his man, like Alen Babic. That's one of his fucking fighters, right? He's a bit like, it's not just, oh, I fight and I get I fight
Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua has 258 management. Under 258 management, you have several unbeaten up and comers, and you have Derek Chisora. This is a businessman. You know what I mean? Now we could argue that, oh, well, Floyd has Mayweather Promotions. Awesome. What do they have? The guy that's about to leave. The guy that's saying it.
Hey,
They have Andrew Tapiti.
Rolly Romero.
I got a confession.
Nah,
to make,
Andrew
man.
Tapiti not even with them no more. Because he about to fight. If he didn't just fight, he's about to fight, and it's not a Mayweather promotion.
Bro, I got a confession
I
to make.
saw him
I
running
don't
with
think
Mayweather.
I don't think Tank's gonna leave, man. If I'm being 100% honest with you,
No.
He'll leave
It's-
Floyd, not Al.
Yeah, like he could, and I said this on a video that just because he leaves Mayweather Promotions doesn't mean he leaves Al.
Okay,
Maybe he goes to Tom Brown.
You trade one master for a different one. It's the same idea.
But it still leaves Floyd in a predicament because look, you don't have Andrew. At least I ain't see. When's the last time anybody actually saw Andrew Tabiti? Badu Jack went into business for himself. Even though he fighting on the undercard of this old whatever bullshit, he got his own thing he doing over there in Dubai. He got his own shit, doing his own shit. So it ain't even like he leaning on Floyd to get him opportunities. He can actually create his own opportunities over there. And I'm like, Mayweather Promotions is an outfit. If Rolly were to leave, I'm with Rolly. If Davis were to
I know, man. Pray for Rolly, man. Just pray for Rolly.
I'm just saying, if he leave, all you have is Rolly.
Wow.
Yo, I gotta ask you this,
on the morning,
guys.
wait, Chris Holder was saying, like on the morning of May, when is that? Like on the morning after the fight, we wake up and the headlines reads, Rolly Romero knocks out.
Julius, remember when you said Teofimo had to go to Central Park and go under a rock? This is your time. This is your time to be cinematic with it.
That's a complete like look. If Davis loses the Rolly, take Davis, put him in the safe, wrap the chain around it. Take the chain to the pier. Take the chain to the pier. Put it in a speedboat. Drop that shit in the ocean, bro. That's it, bro. You ain't no coming. Listen, wait, ain't no coming back from that, bro. Like you could chill. Wait, you could chill under the rock and come back out a little. You could chill. You can't chill at the like just drop him in the ocean, bro.
If that happens, Davis would have to move out the hood, man.
Nah, he'll have to move. He'll have to move to Anchorage, Alaska, and fish.
And have plastic surgery.
He'll have to fish for king crab. Like, yo, bro, your boxing career is over. You can make some money fishing for king crab.
They're really gonna have to put him in WITSEC or some shit like witness protection, like
bro.
no identity.
And he didn't even rat on nobody.
Y'all not thinking about it. If you woke up, let me tell you, you wake up on Sunday morning, you didn't see the fight. You go to Twitter, you got wow notifications. Jay, wait, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Jay, like, I don't know what happened. Like, yo, you see the video?
Jules,
you see Davis with his mouth open.
If that happens, the next thing you're gonna see on YouTube is gonna be a video that says the rise and fall of Tank Davis, bro.
I'm telling you, on multimedia, on motherfucking Rummy's Corner, you gonna see it.
Somebody pour scotch in his mouth and leave the bottle in his hand and leave him laying in the ring.
No, I'm trying to look. There's a difference. There's a difference between Lopez losing to George. There is a difference, honestly, between losing to George and losing, like, you really lost to this retarded.
Yeah, Tiroli is crazy.
I am Boli Momero.
That's gonna be his victory speech. Rolly, who do you want to thank? Man.
Read the super chat. Willie Lynch says Floyd must be on Wall Street bets like me. Edward Cruz says Floyd at one point demanded too much to be the face of EA. Yeah, I remember that. EA Sports Fight Night video games, and they couldn't afford him. Now, yo, talk about it, bro, because they was getting money with that, bro. They was getting money. It's like, yo, to me, that's one of the tragedies in boxing, and I feel that's one of the shining examples of how boxing still gets in its own way as a sport in this era, that if you had every one of these characters that come out, like let's say you got Fight Night WBA Super Champion, right? Latest installment of Fight Night. You have a certain number of characters you start the game out with. You can turn Joe Joyce into downloadable content. $5 for the Joe Joyce character, right? 3 go to EA, 2 go to Joe. If 1 million people download Joe, that's 2 million for Joe. That's 2 M's that you didn't have to fight for. And then
if Rolly wins, man, Ellerby's going to be on suicide watch.
bro. He like I said,
No, he's not. He'll have a new
He's
star.
gonna say
He'll have a new
Hearn
star.
goddamn tank.
No, he won't.
If-
He'll have a new star.
Yeah,
You know-
like, but back just the EA thing really gets me because I'm like, yo, how we sitting here after a decade with no boxing game on no console? Like that is so crazy.
No.
Wait,
coming out
Especially
with these,
WWE.
bro. They
No,
got
but-
WWE, they got UFC, they got every other kind of game, but no
Awesome.
boxing game.
Wait,
Back when
Julius,
Oscar-
Nah, they
do you know
better give
about
me
this
another
boxing game?
fight night
It's about to
champion,
come out?
then. They better give me
Julius,
another
do
fight
you
night
know-
champion.
One at a time. Go ahead, Leo. One at a time. Go ahead, Leo.
Julius, do you know about this boxing game that's about to come up?
ESBC
Yeah.
that's been coming out for the
Yeah.
last 30 years.
Yeah. Exactly. No, but
Bro,
trying
look,
to bet us. They're trying to. I think there is an alpha now.
bro, I've been hearing about ESBC for so long. I'm like, bro, this shit is never coming.
Hey, Fight Night 2004 was a good game. Okay.
It was a great game, bro. It was a great game. What I'm saying is that that's a financial opportunity for fighters to capitalize on, right? It's a genuine financial opportunity that makes a lot of sense in this era where everything is digital. If you had these up and coming boxers, young boxers, like say, all right, Jaron Boots Ennis start popping, so the software developers create a downloadable character of Jaron Boots Ennis, right? And the downloadable characters like $4 or $5, 3 for EA, 2 for Jaron Boots Ennis. If 500,000 people download him or 1 million, that all that is bread in his pocket. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what's wrong with boxing? Like, something wrong with this. That's easy money.
Hey, Jules,
Jules,
question.
you gotta
Wait,
understand,
wait,
people don't think
wait.
like that.
Jules, question. Like, is that why does Jaron Busenitz look like Devin Haney?
Oh,
I ain't,
shit.
bro, I just put that shit up because I'm about to smoke, B. I just put that shit up because I'm about to smoke. But I'm saying that it's like it's a that you would think that we're especially gaming culture has grown over the years to a multi-billion. I think it's multi-billion-dollar now. I think it is. It's a huge racket, and you missing out on all that money. Why? I don't why. I can't understand that.
Yo,
Okay,
Jules.
I got a question for you guys. If Canelo actually ends up being undisputed at light heavyweight, I know it's a long ways off and we don't know what's going to happen, but if he does, could you guys see him fighting Usyk at 200 pounds like he was talking about recently?
I don't know.
I
don't know. You know what? Wait, let me tell you why. Right? Look at the time frame. Bob don't want to do that shit between Canelo and the winner of Smith versus Better Beef. He don't want to do that shit till May of next year, right? That's when he said he want to do it. May of next year. The winner of that fight, whoever it is, maybe they end up fighting Yard towards the end of this year. Then whoever win that fight, maybe they fight Canelo May of next year. So what you have to ask yourself is, hey, what's Usyk gonna be doing around that time? Because if Canelo posts a fight, the winner of Better Beef Smith in May of next year, right? Whoever that ends up being, what's Usyk gonna be doing all that time?
Right.
Yeah, and
Going back to
Probably
war?
fighting Tyson Fury.
Come on, Jay.
Usyk's like 35,
I mean,
right?
Chris.
He's
Yeah.
getting there, man. He's getting there.
no, but if it's a
He's
Canelo fight,
He's a
it's
bigger
gonna-
guy, so it's gonna be the age isn't. It's like, you know how bigger guys, they say they age slower.
You know,
Yeah,
he
you
said he
wanna
could,
ask
but you know, he said he
doesn't-
could still make 201. He said that. He said he could still make
I mean,
201.
shit. If old ass Foreman can come back at like 48 years old or something and win, hey, anything can
Yeah.
happen, man.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter because if it is Canelo, even if Usyk is 40, he's gonna take that fight. But I don't
Of course,
think
it's
Drake knows.
good money.
Yeah,
It's
but like
easy-
being
it's
real,
easy money.
this
It's
is
easy
why
money
I'm
is the
not.
biggest
This is
thing.
why I'm not entertaining that shit, right? Being real, just being real for real, right? Being real. Why go up to cruiserweight for that when you could beat the fuck out of Uzman right now for mad money? Like I wouldn't do that. I'll beat I go right in like
you just
where
want to see him
Uzman.
do that.
You want to box Uzman? You've been taking some boxing fitness classes, Uzman. I got you. I got you. I got your boxing lesson right here, family. I ain't going all the way up there to 200. Deal with this fucking southpaw. Fuck all that.
Man,
I'm
that's
about
a
to
Beat me
horrible
the
fight
fuck
for
up because
Usman.
Yeah, man. What the fuck? Like,
Usyk will
that's
beat the
just.
shit out of
Usman ain't
Canelo.
even,
Bad.
bro. Usman ain't
Will
even
we
a striker.
once? You know, if Canelo gets beat by Usyk, yeah, per se, say if the fight happens, will we give credit to Usyk for beating a smaller guy?
No, not really. I wouldn't.
No,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I mean, like
he was
on one.
pound for pound number one, wasn't he? We
I
gotta
mean,
give him
like
that.
not credit, but see,
Fuck
like,
that.
Yeah,
nah.
good.
Hold on. One, this is the main thing, right? So long as he ain't got no unfinished business, you really can't knock him. Like, bro, everybody want to fight fucking Canelo. If Canelo came in this chat right now and say, "Yo, I'll fight any one of y'all for $1 million," everybody on this chat gonna jump Canelo. Like,
Pick
all right,
me, pick
Right
me.
now,
I would.
bro. I'm at the
Well,
track
hey,
right now, B. I'm at
Canelo's
the
trying
track
to
right now,
follow
bro.
Roy, man.
I'm on my way to
Canelo's trying to
I'm on my
follow
way to
Roy.
Guadalajara right now. Shit.
Esau, who is Canelo Usyk?
Come on, bro. That's
You want
just
Canelo,
that's
right?
ass beating.
I got
Yeah.
Usyk personally. You know, as a Ukrainian, got to side with my homie.
I got personally, I got Canelo schooling him. Really, I do. So
I got Canelo
Now
by way of Errol
I'll
Spence
box him.
body shot. I got
Usyk's
Canelo.
6'3", right? How tall is
Yeah,
Canelo? He's like,
bro.
5'8".
Canelo is 5'7" without shoes
Yeah.
on,
oh
man.
my
I got
God.
Canelo punching him in the dick.
But yeah, punch him in the
Oh,
dick.
he's gonna pull a Stevenson.
Fuck it. Yo, let me tell you, look, and I'm gonna be real. I'm not knocking the victory, but he really was punching the shit out of Oscar Valdez in the
Bro, he was.
I like
he
that
was
though.
really
I like that
punching it.
though. Nah,
but
bro, stop that man bloodline. Stop that.
Nah,
Stop
I'm
that.
just
We don't need
saying,
the kids.
like
You don't want no
look,
mini Valdez's.
he won the
Fuck them
fight.
kids, right?
Look, he won the fight, and he literally won the fight the way I said he would win the fight. So all credit to him. But I was like, yo, some of them body shots, they really was below the belt. Like some of them was like I seen
Yeah,
the
he
shit
was
like,
in him right. He was in him literally right in the dick.
I
bruh.
like it though.
Did anyone else?
He's right
I
at
swear
that
to God,
level.
I might be
Bro.
blind, but I swear to God, didn't Stevenson look at the timer, bro?
Yes, he did in the last round.
Bro,
Yes,
that
he
was
did.
And I wish Valdez would have landed a nasty hook to put him.
That would have
Yeah.
been the
So he could
funniest
teach him a
fucking
fucking
shit.
lesson.
That would have been the funniest. Yo, I swear to God, if that would have happened, that would have been the single funniest shit of the 20th century.
and then people can really say he was winning the fight until the knockout.
Just imagine if he knocked him out when he threw
You
that shit.
imagine, like you've
that's
been
hilarious.
winning, you've been winning this whole fight. You've been having it your way.
Easily,
You look up at the clock 1
Then
second.
you get Ben Tacky.
Wow!
Like
That shit would be the funniest
He
shit
gets
in the
sent to the 7th dimension.
word. Be like, you get dropped in a glass of cold water. Be like,
I'm thinking like the
that.
picture perfect left. I'm thinking like the picture perfect left hook that like Mike McCown landed.
The
on
Burchelt hook. The Burchelt hook.
Bro, that shit is crazy. But I don't. It's too honest to God. I'm not really entertaining that conversation because there's
Hell
too
no.
much. There's too much that could go wrong. That's one, and
And
it's
there's
too far out. We not even in May right now. We talking like this is boxing. Anything can happen, and that shit is fucking over a year from now. Like now, I ain't like, bro. When would he fight Usyk in December of 2023? Come on, B. Like,
Hell, that depends if Usyk wants to go undisputed in heavyweight and how that's gonna turn out, man. Because I'm still feeling like Tyson ain't gonna.
I don't know,
man.
bro.
I'm all over the
I don't
place
know.
in the
Like that
heavyweight.
whole
I'm gonna tell you this.
situation is crazy. Look, most people I talk to, they picking Usyk to win a rematch, right? Most people I talk to, that's just how the people feeling on the ground. So when you think about that, then what you got to ask yourself is, yo, is Fury really gonna come back for Usyk? Will he really? Because if it's AJ, I could see him coming back. But if it's Usyk, I don't know. I don't know. I ain't gonna say no bullshit. I'm gonna just say that the money ain't the same, and we all know that. The money ain't the same if you come back for Usyk undisputed than if it's AJ undisputed. The money is substantially different. So
Usyk's not a big name, sadly.
not. And this dude got Francis Ngannou. He asking him questions about his cock. Y'all seen that shit?
What?
Yo, he
He said, I bet he has a big
look,
cock.
Francis
I has a big
came
porker
up,
or whatever.
Francis came up with a t-shirt that's 2 sizes too small. It was a red t-shirt. First thing out Tyson Fury mouth. You got a big cock. You got a big cock. That's the first shit out his mouth. Swear to God.
Oh my God.
That's what he
The
asked him.
Gypsy King, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, but that's what he asked him. Like
The
because
Dixie
he
King.
The Dixie King.
Nah, he got
in that one, he sounded like the Gypsy Queen, man. That's not good.
Imagine if Francis would have said no and Fury said, "Oh, I can't fight you. Not if you don't have a big cock." Would have a big cock.
Nah, that's when Papa Fury would come in and just be like, "I'll do it."
Move, son. Let me show you how it's done. Move, son. Let me show you how it's done, boy.
Yo, that
Move out
shit
the way,
remind me of
laddie.
that shit. That shit remind me of that shit Dave Allen said, man. He said, yo, the dude asked him if Fury be loading his gloves. He said, nah, but I sparred him and he sparred me with his cock out.
Oh no. The Gypsy Queen, huh?
Hey, did you guys hear that whack shit about John Fury wanting to fight Jake Paul?
Yeah, but nobody believe that shit, bro. John Fury, like, look, remember he was supposed to fight Mickey Theo, and that shit didn't even turn into like, yo, that I really thought that could be like a legitimate old man fight of old men that need to sit down. You duck Mickey Theo, fam. You ducked him.
That's crazy.
Real spit, yo.
Duck Mickey Theo is crazy.
Yo, y'all remember when Fury was talking shit about David Price and he went, "You and your gay lover Tony Bellew."
You and your gay lover,
Oh yeah. Yo, people did not like him, bro. He was making hella homophobic comments.
Hey, Jules, did you ever get to see that link I sent you, bro?
Bro, it's been. Listen, let me tell you, country. It's been so much fucking news coming out so fucking fast. I'm probably gonna do like 4 videos tomorrow.
Let me tell you what it was, okay? This was real. It was one of those animal fights. It was a rat versus a chicken, but they dubbed like 70s kung fu dialogue and sound effects to it when they were fighting each other. And like in the end, the chicken actually jumped up, impaled the rat with his claw, and killed it.
Stop lying.
I even sent it to AJ too.
Listen, chickens. If you
man.
watch them cockfights, man, them fucking roosters get it in, man. Like they fight to the fucking death, B.
One other rooster tried to jump in, and the rat was jumping around, and they were making like kung fu fights. It was hilarious, bro.
Hey.
I mean, the 70s kung fu dialogue and the sound effects was just perfect.
Hey, when I was a kid, I was raised on a farm in Ukraine. Okay, so we had roosters. Okay, I swear to God. This rooster jumped over its pen to peck the shit out of my mom, and it would not stop. And that's how much that rooster hated her, dude.
Wow. Speaking of Ukraine, we know that Vasyl Lomachenko is over there, and it seems like what Bob wants to do is match Shakur Stevenson against him. So just being realistic, when do you guys expect that fight to happen? Like, what, 1 fight, 2 fight, 3 fights? Like what?
After Loma fights Kambosos.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you think he's gonna get to fight Kambosos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, he will. He's gonna do him bad. Devin's gonna lose to George, I think.
Loma is 34, 35, no, 34. So something like that.
34.
He's getting there.
Let me ask Avo, how you feel Kambosos versus Haney? Because I get different responses from everybody. A lot of people I've been asking, they feel that George is going to do him, and all opinions are valid. What you see in that fight?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, because I'm people pronounce my name so many different ways, so whatever. Dude, it's a tough one, man. I could see it go either way. I really can. It depends on the mentality. I think Haney is slightly overrated as a fighter. If I'm being honest with you, I can see George win by. Look, in my opinion, George he beat Tio. Yeah, people are gonna say Tio had that mental problems, and he did. But based on resumes, I'm gonna give it to George. Just based on resumes and past experience. Plus, he trained with Manny. Manny's an experienced fighter, so I feel like he picked up a thing or two. So
greatness rubs off.
Exactly.
How many people? I'm gonna ask the whole panel. The only people I want to answer are the people that are picking Haney. Who's picking Haney to win the fight?
I do.
Only you, Leo.
Yep.
Wow. Leo stands alone.
Me too? No.
You picking Haney, Suave?
I'm picking Haney, yeah.
There was a post on Twitter. Boxing Scribe, don't laugh. Boxer scribe Ryan Sinaglia, he picked Devin Haney by way of knockout.
Come on.
Who
That's
did
not even
David?
possible.
Who did Devin last knock out?
Who?
It's not even
Don't,
possible.
Who's
bro.
this guy?
Damn. Damn.
What did you say his name was?
He's Ryan Sinaglia. He's a boxing scribe. I ain't knocking him. I'm just telling you that's his pick for the fight. He said Devin Haney by way of knockout.
No.
The fight's in Australia, right? The fight's in
Yeah,
Australia, right?
it's in
Okay,
Australia.
yeah. Then I'm giving it to Kambosos because it's home field advantage, and don't say it doesn't exist because it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, they robbed Manny.
Unless he
He's not,
puts him to sleep,
he's not stopping George. He's not stopping George.
bro. Unless
No.
George goes to sleep mid-fight, he ain't losing.
It's like
That's a good
no,
one.
but see, the situation that I see, right? Just like Avo said, it's in Australia. As long as George can appear the busier fighter, right? If you don't think you're gonna go over there and back foot and jack, like no, you have to fight, bro. You don't have no advantages here. All right, you have to fight. You gotta fight at least like you try and knock him out. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, is Devin? I'm not knocking him. If he can do it, then great. But that's the task that is in front of him. They're like, yo, you gotta make it emphatic because you in his neck of the woods, B. You got to make it emphatic. And being honest with y'all, that Linares fight wasn't emphatic. You won.
No.
You won. You won. But
He had some adversity in the later rounds. He did.
like
Yeah,
Andre
Andre
versus Sulietsky is what I call emphatic. That bro, you was never in that fight. You was never in that fight. The fight this weekend with Franchon Cruz, Lindsay, that's emphatic. They're like, lady, you didn't win a round. Lean did not win a round. All right.
Should be there. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like that's how emphatic you needed to be. Because you in Australia, fam. If they was able to take the WBO from Manny, right? And the fight was competitive. It was at minimum competitive. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna make no bones to take that
about
shit
taking
off.
it from you. Yeah, bro. Like what? Like
George is George. I mean, George has got a lot of like. Yeah. Go ahead.
And he's a new star.
Listen,
And listen,
I'm
he's
picking-
a new star over there. They're not gonna. Haney's gonna lose off activity alone. I think, to be honest, he's gonna go in there try and be pretty, but it's not gonna work.
I'm saying I'm picking Devin Haney, but it is going to be a robbery. So don't be surprised. It's going to be a robbery. I'm picking Devin Haney. It's going to be a very good fight, 50-50 fight, but I got him on points. Not by knockout. That's ridiculous.
Points is a weird one, man, because points is up to the judge's decision.
Yeah.
The judges.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a robbery. You're going to clearly see that Devin Haney won the fight, but it's going to be given to my man.
Linares hurt Haney, man. Come on.
Let me see. This is the thing that gets me,
Linares
right?
can punch.
Well, hold on, everybody, chill. You gotta remember, George is a dude that got knocked right on his fucking ass by a hard ass puncher, Teofimo Lopez. He picked his ass up and kept fighting and kept winning. You know what I mean? That's what he did. You know what I mean? So the idea, it's like, Devin, can you at least knock him down a couple? You know, that's the question that I ask myself. Like, Leo, can he knock him down? Can he, because like, yo, you gonna need for this to be clean. You know what I mean? You need for it to be emphatic that you beat him.
No, he's not gonna knock him down.
And one thing I kind of gotta agree with Bradley on this is later rounds, man. Devin in like from rounds 9 to 12 in the Linares fight, the only reason he won was because he kept fucking clinching. Excuse my language.
Yeah, no, but there's all kinds of fucks and shits in here and clinches.
Yeah, man, don't worry about that shit.
It's the late round vulnerability that I see George taking, because look, I know you said Linares is a hard fighter, fair enough, but did you see? But Kambosos made Teofimo look like a used tampon.
No, but
that's
I'm saying we're giving too much credit. We're giving too much credit to George for beating Teofimo Lopez. Come on, man. Look at the stages he's going. Don't give him too much credit.
Okay, then did we give Teofimo too much credit for beating Lomachenko?
No, that's different though.
Okay, so how's it different?
But we're not supposed to give.
No. I vote. This the shit. I'm saying this. If we gonna give Lopez full credit for less than 100 Loma, then we can give George credit for less than 100 Lopez. It's either
Exactly.
you give him all the credit or you don't give him no credit, but it's got to be both because it is the truth. Loma did have a nagging shoulder injury, and it didn't start that night. He been had it from before the Pedraza fight. When he went into the Pedraza fight, he had just had surgery for the shit. It's not a new injury. Now, I'm saying this. I give Lopez credit for Loma, but the same reason I give him credit, all right, then I give George credit for Lopez. No bitch assness, no bullshit. I give them both the same. Like, yeah, both them guys was less than 100. So it's either you're not going to give them both no credit or you're going to give them both the credit. Which one is it?
Same energy.
I give Lopez what's it called, a little bit more credit because it's Lomachenko. If you hear what I'm saying, it's Lomachenko. He's the Lomachenko that he beat, even though with a broken
That
shoulder.
wasn't Loma though. He didn't
So
have
Wab,
one. He didn't have one arm.
I have a question. Who was a bigger underdog with the bookies? Lopez with Loma or George with Lopez?
No, with George. Because he beat Lomachenko, that's why.
But I'm saying, like, it's like, yo, look, Georgie Porgy's with the shits, bro. He down there, he training with Xander Zayas. He putting mousse in his hair. Got the tape on. He ready, yo. He's fucking ready,
Yo,
yo.
George just looks like a fucking warrior, bro. He looks like
Fucking
a
warrior,
fucking
bro.
warrior.
He look like fucking. He look like a skinny ass Leonidas. Be like they ain't give him no food and they just left him in the
Julius,
mountains.
imagine the balls Devin Haney has to do what he did, bro.
Bro,
You
I
need
said,
heavy
yo, I
balls to
respect
do
it.
that, bro.
Bro, that's why I don't have a horse in that race. It doesn't matter to me who wins the fight. Like, it's like, yo, if Devin do it, that's some real dope ass, grown ass man shit. Like, yo, you to me, if he does that, that's kind of better than Lopez beating Loma. Why? Yo, you really went to Australia and beat that man? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
he
you
have,
beat
don't they have
George.
the US
And-
The only
clause?
thing that hurts
And
him in
George
that
had
is the
no
fact that he's
issues.
going to move up afterwards. That's the only thing
We
that's
don't know
gonna
that.
hurt him.
Wait a minute.
We got to take it one fight at a time,
We
country.
don't know that.
We
don't know
got to
that.
take it one fight at a time. Like, you know, if
The money's at 35, bro.
yeah, and it's
Yeah,
like,
but he already said he was going to move up, though.
No, I didn't see that.
ain't nothing waiting up there for him but an ass whooping.
Yeah,
Julius,
bro. You gonna fight Regis? You gonna
Right.
fight Regis? Come on.
Julius,
Yo,
let me say something about this.
Go ahead, Leo.
Look, we keep talking about Kambosos, about his feats in the lightweight division. Let me say this about Devin Haney. When he fought Jorge Linares, I think till the 8th, 9th round, he was totally dominating
He was.
Jorge Linares. What happened that he got caught?
He tried to
He
trade
stayed
with
in
him.
front. He tried to trade with him. Why? Because he was, in my opinion, he was trying to make it emphatically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he stood in front of him. He got caught by a straight right, and he never recuperated from that till the end of the fight. Okay, let's see the Jojo Diaz fight. Jojo Diaz is an amateur, condecorated amateur, a gold medalist,
Mm-hmm.
who tried to was trying to do what was Jojo trying to do in that fight? He was trying
What?
to rush him because he cannot compete with him in the middle range. He didn't have a jab. He didn't have the speed. He didn't have the IQ to compete with him in the middle range. I mean, so what kind of fight Kambosos is gonna fight?
Aggressive fight, volume fight. He's gonna bring the fight to Devin.
Yeah, but he's been known for doing that kind of fight because let's not forget Kambosos won the
Come on, no,
Okay,
you can't. You know why? You listen. Wait,
Julius,
I'm just Leo. Let me just ask you, Leo.
Hey,
Did you
Jules, we gotta
expect?
botch
Did you
this in the
expect
chat, man.
George? Did you expect George feet? Like his feet would look great in that Lopez fight. Bro. His jab looked great. His counters looked great. He surprised us once.
Yeah, but look, what was Teofimo trying to do in that fight?
Russian.
From the first round,
Russian.
Russian. That style of fight is gonna work. It's gonna match that early lead, like in the Teofimo fight, because that fight was close.
Yeah.
But the judges in enemy soil, okay, but it was close. He got knocked down, as same as Teofimo. So I think it's gonna be competitive. I think Kambosos has some advantage, but I really think Devin Haney is the better boxer. I don't
Look,
think he's underrated. I think he doesn't have a punch. Yes, he doesn't have the best chins, but his skills are there.
he has skills, bro, but I've maintained my position throughout. A lot of this shit that's been going on is taking too fucking long. Devin Haney is a young guy who's big for lightweight and his body is growing. I don't know if I could trust, I think he's a better boxer than a lot of guys just on some nuts and bolts technique and boxing. But I'm like, Joe, if we see these things, we see that Linares got through with a shot and hurt him. You think fucking George don't see that shit? He fucking knew that Lopez was gonna rush him, and he built his strategy around that. He knew Lopez want to get me out of here quick because he's struggling to make the weight. They said it that they knew that. So if they looking at the shit under a microscope, if they have that ability to look at things under a microscope like that, who's to say they don't got a special punch for Devin? They're like, yo, I seen you get hit by Linares. I ain't motherfucking Linares, my guy. I ain't chinny like Linares. Remember, I got hit right here by Lopez late in the fight, and I got up. I ain't Linares, B. You know what I mean? If I go for you, I feel like, yo, just mark your calendar, Leo. Better mark that shit.
I'm going to.
Better
I
mark
want to
that
see
shit.
what happens because I think that is the right strategy for this fight. But I'm not 100% sure that Kambosos is gonna implement that.
Let me shout out Tony Boswell for the Cash App donation. I appreciate you, Tony. Always appreciate the Cash App donations. All I'm saying is this. We are hip to these things here and now, weeks ahead of the fight. I don't think it's George's intention to win a boxing match with a really good boxer like Devin Haney.
That'd be stupid.
That'd be stupid. Like, bro, I'm not going to sit here and pity pat him. I have home field advantage. He's not a big puncher. He don't be knocking people out. I'm going to press him. I'm going to press him.
Because he may not be able to keep him off of him.
I mean, George can't. My opinion is going to be a late round stoppage personally, because all of George's big wins have been like, for example, let's see, let me think about it. So there was a TKO against Cry. There was a 10th round unanimous decision against Ball. I'm thinking late round stoppage personally.
I mean, the main thing is also we're not factoring in is, George is riding high right now. He's a unified champion. Sometimes those fights, like I'm gonna give you an example, right? A lot of people didn't see Franchon's fight, the fight before this one. They didn't see that fight. She fought with a lot more spirit. I'm not gonna say she looked, because she won both fights easily. Like, it's not even hard. But when she fought last weekend, you could see the difference. She fought with a lot of spirit because it was a bigger fight. Now for George, this is a bigger fight. It's a stadium fight. It's in your neck of the woods. You got to factor in that that's a guy that's going to fight with a lot of spirit. Is Devin Haney going to shrink in the moment? You the away fighter, bro, and you not a.
So long as Kambosos doesn't pull a Tiafimo, which I mean when I say pull a Tiafimo is drag it along too long, and essentially look down upon this fight as just like, oh, this is just another one in my next step.
I don't get that energy from him, bro.
And that's what I'm getting at. George isn't Tio, but the only way I could see George underestimating Devin truly is if he looks at him like Tio looked at George.
Yeah, and if you look at the shit, like, think about it this way, right? A lot of people wanted to be mad at George, but this is a man that was willing to fight Vasil Lomachenko. That is where his head is at. The only reason he not fighting Loma is because Loma went back home. That dude was ready to do that. So a dude that's ready, and I said it many times, if he fight, he is going to get the shit. Loma going to beat the shit out of him. This is not Tia. It's different. Loma was hungry. He beat the shit out of Komei, beat the shit out of Nakatani. I had him beating the shit out of George, but George was willing to do it, right? and Devin is gonna make him shake in his boots. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, there's a lot of pressure on George's shoulders. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to make him, just you would say, that's going to make him fight even harder. You don't want to let them belts go. You don't want to let them go. Come on,
especially after working so hard to get into position to get them.
Exactly.
If he gets through this fight, for George, just looking at the fight, it's not a prediction, but we're looking at the situation because I don't want anybody to confuse. I haven't made a prediction yet, but I am leaning a certain way based on the environment. They're like, look, man, the rest of George's career is on the other side of this fight. What this could mean for him in Australia, that Australian boxing scene, all he got to do is get past Devin. That's it.
I'm about to
That's
pull
all he
some
got.
ignorant. I'm about to pull some ignorant shit and say
Can
Loma
I
was
just
never that
remind?
good.
Can I just
Clearly.
remind everyone on the panel? I would just like to remind everyone on the panel before he fought Teofimo Lopez. What were we saying about George? He's gonna get beat. Or Teofimo Lopez is wasting time chasing the money for Kambosos. But now that he's beating him, we're putting him on that pedestal already.
No.
I don't think he
I'm not
shouldn't give
saying
him that much credit.
Sawab. I'm just saying what I'm saying is facts. All right. This is a guy. He said he was gonna beat Lopez and he delivered. That is over. This is a guy that was willing to go in there after that with Lomachenko. All right. Understand that. They're like, yo, if nothing else, you gotta admit this guy's got guts. Because I think all of us would have picked Lomachenko to beat all of us. I think all of us was picking Loma to beat him. But that shows where his head is
That's
at.
what I say. He's a good 50-50 fight. He's a guy. So
60-40
I know people.
personally.
Yeah, people are just underestimating Devin Haney just like that because of what George has done. He's got the home advantage and everything. For getting in there, you're looking at he wanted to fight Lomachenko. Yeah, he wanted to fight Lomachenko in Australia so he can have the home advantage.
Well, he's
But
the
Devin
champion. Like
Haney
it's
going
only
into
right.
Australia to fight my man.
You right.
Respectfully, man, I'll low-key disagree with you, man. I see more people supporting Haney in this one than I see people supporting George personally. And I'm talking from closely and online.
Look, I'm just saying that things happen and sometimes fighters improve, but we are talking about a fighter that is not, at least he's not known for winning fights through strength of arms. He's not known for that. He isn't. He's not a characteristically aggressive fighter. And you ask yourself, Leo brought it up, which is a very important point. If you get aggressive with George abroad because you're the away fighter, what if you get clipped the way you got clipped in the Linares fight standing in front of him? That's not a factor. That if he try to, like, yo, you the away fighter, you can't just back foot this thing all night, bro. You can't.
Because when he got caught by, I'm sorry, just I didn't mean to cut you up, but like I'm saying, because also when he got caught by Jorge in that with the 10th round, I think it was also due to the stigma that people keep saying that he's not a big puncher, so he kind of wanted to show that he was. He got caught up in all that hype, and therefore, but then he almost paid the price for it. It's because your bread and butter is your boxing. You need to stick to that. Fuck what people saying. Kind of like with Shakur. That's what I realized with Shakur. It's like,
yeah, but see, you know what separates Shakur? Shakur has after the fight, after the Linares fight, he goes up to Linares. He asks him, "Can I punch?"
Bro,
is this
oh my God. Dude, I couldn't believe that. It's like, bruh.
Now Shakur is not known as a big puncher. You know, he not. But I can't even imagine Shakur, I could punch. Really?
You can see it. He doesn't give a shit about that.
You can see it in Oscar's face.
Shakur ain't gonna ask nothing, no shit like that. He ain't gonna ask nothing like that. You know what I mean? I said this on Twitter for him. Devin asking Jorge that question, that's like calling up an ex-girlfriend and some shit and asking.
Bro, that's like when Caleb that's like when Caleb was in there with Canelo. Man. That's like when Caleb was in there. Yo, I could box? You like my sneakers?
Shoulder roll.
You know what, though? By doing that, he just exposed his own weakness. By doing that.
His insecurity. He's insecure.
That's a little different, Jules. Let me tell you why. That's called post-nut clarity. That first hit sent him back to reality, okay? That's the problem.
Yo, B. Look, I'm just, like I said, I'm being real that, it's not about putting George on a pedestal. I personally feel that if anybody's being put on a pedestal right now, it's Devin more than George.
Agreed.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Because he beat Linares? He beat Linares? Gamboa went the distance with him, bro.
Yes,
understand
he did.
That shit. This is
Gamboa one-legged in that one too.
No, that was the Davis fight.
Julius, can we talk about the resume so far? So who has fought better opponents and who has beaten better people?
You pulled the arrow Spence and Terence Crawford argument right there, buddy.
Because it's not that he does. It's look, you have a point, Sawab. All I'm saying is to win abroad, right? You got to do like a Usyk over there, bro. You got to do like a Usyk versus Gassiev. That's how emphatic it has to be. Yes, because you the away fighter.
I agree. Definitely, I agree. It ain't gonna be easy.
But what the thing is, I don't think Devin can do that. I mean, like, especially with George comes, if he's aggressive and he wants to knock
neither
out.
do I. I don't think Devin Haney is as polished as I think he can be because of his weight. He has to move up. And you guys, I believe, I can't give that credit to George yet. Maybe that's the reason I'm calling it 50-50. Not because I'm not calling it 50-50 because Devin Haney is good, like super good. I'm giving it because I don't have that confidence in George.
If nothing else, you know where they're fighting. And you know that Devin's not a knockout puncher. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. Neither is George.
But he a knockdown puncher. Yeah, I mean, yo, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to sleep. Catch you on the next live. I'm probably gonna do like 4 episodes of the Relay tomorrow because
that'll be a record, man.
Finally, there's something we don't agree on, so we can go back and forth.
Yeah, but it's
Julius,
like
you're a machine, man. You're always putting stuff out all the time. We appreciate it too.
Well, it gets me money, so don't appreciate me too much. I ain't doing it for free. But it's I honestly think I'm very excited for that fight. And that's why I said it before. I give Devin props and victory or defeat just for taking the fight because Ryan wouldn't get on a plane to do this. Javante wouldn't get on a plane to do this. We could hear a myriad of excuses why they don't have whatever, bro. You wouldn't do what he's doing. So he has
He wouldn't get on a plane either.
Nah, he didn't want to. That's what I'm like. Devin has my respect, win or lose. But I'm being real. They're like, yo, you got a tough one in front of you, yo, like you do. So yeah, man. Gentlemen, always a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. First time being on the panel.
Good having you, man.
Thank you, everyone.